All right, here we are over beer episode 8. Got a special guest on this evening. I guess it's still day, but what's going on, Adam?
Not much, Tim. Happy to be here. This is a very intimate setting we've got going on behind us. So
I meant to turn them on to make it more
this is nice, yeah.
fallish, but so we got Adam here. He is a beer aficionado, I think, self-declared.
Self-proclaimed, yeah.
I love that. Sweet. Yeah, so he brought the beer today. I'm super stoked for it. He was telling me a little bit about the company. Do you want to introduce it?
Yeah, so Treehouse is like one of the more popular brewing companies in the Northeast and in the country alone. They don't distribute, so it's pretty special. Like they've made themselves like a really renowned venue just to like visit. Obviously, that's the only place that you can get their beers if you go to their actual physical location. So that's right in Charlton, Mass. So it's really an awesome experience. I'd recommend it for anyone.
Sweet. Well, no, I definitely got to check that out. It doesn't seem like too bad of a ride. And their packaging's pretty amazing. So he brought over a few beers from there. This one was autumn, so obviously their fall beer. Got a little leaf pile there. So I know we know it's 8.2 ABV. IBU's kind of undisclosed, I think, until they do a little more digging because it's relatively new.
Yeah, relatively new. I think they dropped it this month. I think this is the second release they've done of it.
Okay. So do you know about that process, like how an IBU comes out? Does it take a little while from the company, or?
Yeah, I guess it's just when they release that information publicly. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Who does it when they do it?
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Sure. Yeah, I was curious because some beers when they're newer, I never see the IBU listed. I'm curious. So what, like, with this beer, so what's the type of beer we're going to be drinking?
So it's a double IPA.
Okay.
This one uses Galaxy hops. It's from, I think they said these ones are from like Tasmania or Australia, one of the two. So it's a lot different than what Treehouse usually does. They're like known for their big juicy IPAs, citrus flavors and stuff like that. I think we're going to find that this one's a little more earthy.
Okay.
Traditional IPA, like a little more piney.
I like that.
So yeah, I'm excited for it.
All right. Well, do we want to do an initial sip? We'll chat a little bit about it.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Cheers. Thank you. I like that a lot.
So yeah, it's definitely more earthy than like their traditional ones. Like they're known for like Julius is their like really their flagship IPA, which is like a big juice bomb, orange and pineapple flavors like that. So this one's definitely you get like the more of the traditional pine, but you still get like some citrus in there.
Yeah.
You can tell by just the color of it. It's like it's juicy.
It's like almost like a fruitier citrusy like traditional IPA, but with like I can definitely get some of those notes that you're referring to too.
Yep.
It's got a nice. I don't know. I like that flavor a lot.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, I mean.
You might have sold me on this beer.
Yeah, you don't have to twist my arm when it comes to beer, but this one's pretty good.
Sweet. All right. Well, we'll sip this a little bit throughout. We'll chat about it at the end. See if it breathes a little bit. If it changes, who knows? But yeah, we're going to talk a little sports today. Obviously, kind of at a nice point of the year. Like dog days are over. Thank God.
Yes.
Got the NBA coming back. I know we're probably not as into it as we were like back in junior high days, but I'm kind of psyched to see this year. The Zion era starting. So
yeah, I'm definitely excited. We got some unbelievable young players in the league right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the Celtics team to see what they can do.
They're going to be scrappy.
I think they're going to be scrappier than people think as well.
Yeah.
And then you got teams like Philadelphia with that whole experiment where I think everybody on their team's like 7'3".
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see how that plays out in today's NBA. But yeah,
they're deep too. I like Philly a lot in the East. I mean, I hope the Celtics come out, but they're deep. Obviously, we'll see what happens with the Clippers and the Lakers. I was looking at both of their rosters today. Like the Lakers outside of AD and LeBron, super shallow, very thin. Dwight Howard experiment, I guess, is going to be going on there.
Oh yeah, back for some more in LA.
Probably going to end up like Cousins did for them.
God, it was a train wreck. First time through there with Nash and.
I know.
But no, I mean, you can make the argument that there's more parity in the league this year than there has been in the last 7 or 8 years.
Easy.
As far as I'd say there's probably 6 legitimate title contenders, 6 to 8.
Yeah, it reminds me of our high school years, like when Orlando was still good.
Oh, yeah.
You had the Celtics, the Cavs, the Spurs, you know what I mean? Like there was plenty of teams that could legitimately contend. Obviously the Cavs too, ignoring that. I was just looking at the odds. So they had the Clippers at 7-2, Lakers at 4-1. I think the Lakers are overhyped this year. I think that's a little bit unfair of
They've
a.
been really good in the preseason.
Yeah, I mean,
So we'll see. I think LeBron's got a little chip on his shoulder this year.
watch out.
We'll see. Obviously, Davis is
Yeah,
perennial MVP candidate.
yeah, top 5 guy.
Kuzma. I mean, you
Yeah.
got some guys who are scrappy, like Rondo and
Yeah.
guys like that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think they're definitely good. But like you said, they're thin off the bench.
Right.
One
Like,
of those big guys goes down, then we'll see.
yeah, 'cause I don't know if they're better than the Bucks, the 76ers, like you mentioned. I think they're the deepest team in the league right now. The Warriors at 12-1. I feel like that's a pretty good line to grab.
I think that might be the one right there. You figure Thompson's back potentially after the All-Star break.
Right.
Same thing with Steph Curry playing with a little chip on his shoulder this
Yeah.
year. And we saw what Steph could do before Kevin Durant was there.
Yeah,
I think we see more of that Steph than we do the last year's Steph
Yeah.
the year before.
yeah.
So and yeah, it's we got guys like Draymond, and we'll see how
Russell pans
Russell
out. I'm
fits into that
curious.
system. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be like a really good experience. I don't know. I was curious obviously when Katie left, and then I heard Russell was going there. I was like, I don't know how he fits in there at all. But the more I think about it, it might work.
They're gonna shoot a lot of threes and they're gonna score a lot of points.
Yeah, they're going to be a fun team to watch.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
that'll be interesting. Obviously, the 2 most boring teams in the league, Jazz and Nuggets, are right in the middle there.
Good.
You never know with them.
But good teams.
They're very good. They're like the old Spurs and Pistons teams.
I think if we see that Donovan Mitchell take a step forward this year, then
Yeah.
Utah's
Yeah,
they're going to be tough to beat. They could easily make a run out of it. We know that they can defend with Gobert and
yeah,
but yeah, they're
scrappy.
And then the Nuggets,
They're scrappy.
just good. Like a lot of people are picking them to win the West again.
Yeah, I
Finish
could
top 2.
see it.
They're deep. They might be. You could make a case that they might be the deepest team in the league.
I think they might be. Yeah, them and Philly, I would say they'd be the Western deepest team. And then the Celts come in at 25-1. I actually got them 30-1 on a bet the day before we got
Yeah.
Kemba.
Throw me down.
Why not? Bet the hometowners. I don't know. I feel like we have a legitimate shot if Tatum continues to mature. Brown just got his money, so hopefully he'll play like
Did he make it official?
I don't know if it's official, but it's like the contract's out there. He just needs to sign.
Yeah, he rejected the first one.
Yeah.
I think they're crazy if they don't offer him a little bit more. But
I think,
we'll see.
yeah, I think last night they went up a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know the exact numbers on that, but I don't know. He should be playing like a veteran now if he's got his contract.
Yeah, the big thing for them this year is they need a rim protector. Their interior defense is going to be brutal. I mean, I love Enes Kanter.
Right, but he's a liability.
Not known for his defensive prowess. So.
No, I know. And that was the one piece I thought we were going to go out and try to get, and then we picked up a nice offensive center. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
What's his face? Time Lord coming off the
Robert
bench.
Williams, yeah. We'll see,
Hopefully he'll have an impact
Let's
this
see
year.
what Time Lord can do.
Yeah.
But, I think that they're going to be a fun team to watch. They've got they're deep at wing.
Yep.
They're deep at point guard.
Yeah.
They got some guys who can defend like Marcus Smart and stuff like that, and they got a lot of length up front. But it's just that interior defense might be there. So if
Yep.
it's a team like Philly, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how those teams match up with each other.
Yeah, or even Milwaukee. You know what I mean?
Milwaukee, yeah.
Giannis taking it to the hole. That's like what killed us last year.
Past that initial
Yeah.
defender who's there to help. So.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It'll be an interesting year. Like you said, this is going to be probably could be ideally a brand new championship, more than likely. I mean, unless the Warriors get back, like we were saying. So it'll be
Don't
nice.
count 'em out.
Never will. I don't. I want to take that bet, honestly.
I have to.
I saw that today. So yeah, I mean that's the NBA. Just kind of a brief preview. Zion will be out for the first 2 weeks, so I thought that was kind of funny with that having to be an open night game.
Yeah,
so now the Pellies are playing.
FanDuel or one of the FanDuel or DraftKings was doing a thing on opening night where Zion scored 20 points and everybody got their entry fee refunded or whatever. But,
saw that. Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can stay healthy. Obviously, he's a specimen, but he's a big dude.
He's kind of like a running quarterback. I don't know because he's like
he's a monster.
Head down to the hole type guy. So yeah, I'll be curious too. And he's got a big frame on like a shorter body. So
he gets a jump shot. Watch out.
Yeah, he'd be one of the GOATs. And then obviously just currently going on, we'll kind of briefly touch on it. We got the World Series coming up, waiting on the Yankees and obviously Houston series.
Go Stros.
Go Stros, yeah. They're up 3-2. I didn't even see starters declared yet for tonight's game. Like, I'm assuming, obviously, Cole will go Game 7 if it happened, and maybe, like, the young kid for the Yanks.
Verlander tonight?
I don't know. Verlander went last night. They beat him. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that'll do it. So, I don't know. I mean, I think Houston ends it tonight, and then they can get to my boys, the Nats. Obviously, jumped on that bandwagon just to try to win some money. Yeah.
That's without Harper too. Funny how that works.
I've seen a lot of funny memes on that.
You don't give a diva his money there, and
I know.
You're playing for a World Series.
Yeah,
those things go together, but
right. I mean, they don't have much of a bullpen, but obviously 1 through 4, Sanchez, Corbin working backwards, and then obviously Strasburg and obviously Scherzer, my boy on my shirt.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Classic. So yeah, they're going to be tough out. I think that World Series goes at least 6 or 7, so it should be at least interesting.
Those two pitching staffs, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a lot of like 2-1 games, 3-2, low scoring games, pitchers duels.
Yep.
So.
Best 2 out of 3 series between Scherzer and Garrett Cole. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? 1-4-7 type deal. Man, this beer's still very good. So yeah, it really does. It holds the flavor. I've done a lot that kind of like almost flatten out through the middle of the beer.
Yeah. And I never see that with Treehouse beers. I mean, they use so much hops and so much juice and all that stuff when they're brewing their beers that it holds true throughout. So
it's pretty cool. Have you been still doing any home brews or messing around with beers at all?
I mean, I have a couple of kits or whatever, but no, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
It's tough.
Say I'm busy. I'm playing nights. I'm just laying there watching TV.
I mean,
but
I'm
busy.
TV's keeping you busy, so you know what I mean. So, all right, well that's cool. Obviously, NFL lines. We're gonna go all over the place with sports today because there's a lot of good action coming up. I just grabbed 5 games, so this is our lock parlay. Thurston and I don't miss. Other people with me miss just because they influence me, but he knows his stuff. There's actually some good games this week. The first one I was looking at was Vikings at Lions. The Vikings are giving 2.5 to the Lions on the road. So I don't know what your thoughts are there.
Well, now that Minnesota's throwing the ball.
Yeah, getting Diggs involved.
Getting
Thielen,
yeah.
Somewhere, yeah.
Exactly. Both teams can defend. I don't know.
It's close line.
That's interesting. You said that they're giving.
They're minus 2.5 the Vikings. So.
And the Vikings are on the road.
Yeah.
I honestly kind of like Detroit there. To be honest with you, plus 2.5.
I actually took the 2.5 at
They're
my
coming off
bet.
a loss to. They lose to last week. Detroit, Green Bay last week. They lost to.
No. What? I'm trying to think of who. Detroit had a scrap game last week.
Scrap game last week.
Yeah.
It was tough. The other team pulled away in the end. I'm trying to think of who it was. It's the beer.
Yeah. I mean, this thing's got a little kick to her, so we won't be remembering much stats from here on out.
I like Detroit plus 2.5 at home.
Okay, I like that too. I agree. I actually hated Detroit coming into the year. They went 2-0-1. I kind of jumped on their bandwagon, and they've lost 2 since. So this is their game to get back on track.
I think they're a real team, and I think that's like arguably the toughest division in football.
Yeah, so and they got a good D too.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, I like Detroit a lot. So yeah, I think that's a good pick. Interesting one. Texans at Colts. Colts are given a point at home. I've been a little harsh this year on Brissett, but he keeps proving me wrong, like week after week. But I like Houston a lot. Their offense really scares me with obviously Hopkins and Fuller, and they can obviously get the ball on the ground too when they need to. So
they're really starting to click too.
And they are. They look
Sean
good.
Watson, they finally got him an offensive line.
Yep.
He's slinging the ball all over the place. He's a threat with his feet.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And like you said, Brissett's been good. He's
been consistent.
He's definitely a starter in this league.
Yeah, Mac's been like mashing the ball on the ground too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you said Indy's at home there?
Indy's at home there.
We got Houston -1 or?
Houston +1.
Houston plus?
Yeah.
Houston's underdog there?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna jump all over Houston.
That's a money line grab. I feel like
that's an easy money line grab for me.
Yeah. I didn't think twice when I saw that.
Better team. I mean, I think they're your 2 seed coming out of the AFC. behind the Pats, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think with Mahomes' injury, I think they're going to surpass the Chiefs. So I think that's an easy money line grab.
I agree. Yeah, that was a game, like, I talked myself into it being closer than I think it will be.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I think Houston wins by maybe a score, which is fine. This one's, like, obviously very intriguing, and I think this might be a similar pick, but I don't know. You have the Saints at the Bears. Minus 3.5 Chicago is giving points to the Saints. Obviously, the Saints are 6-1, but they've their schedule's been a little iffy to this point, I would say. Chicago's had kind of a tough schedule.
Some of Bridgewater in there.
Right.
Is Trubisky back for Chicago?
Mitchell,
Not that may not be. That may not.
I mean,
be a good thing
probably don't want him back.
Yeah, exactly.
So is he back? I don't know.
Yeah, I think like you said, I think the Saints have been playing with house money.
Yeah.
I think they're in a position where they can relax a little bit. I'd probably take Chicago in that game.
Okay. Money line, or would you give the points? What do you think about 3.5?
I'd give the points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like on the opposite on that one, so I don't like. I don't know. I like the Saints plus the 3.5. I think Chicago may pull it out, but I'm like a field goal game. I cover there. But I mean, I think it's pretty damn close. Like that 3.5 is a really good line. Yeah. So I think I'll go the opposite there, taking the points. But I don't think you can go wrong in that one. Game of the week, in my opinion, Ravens at Seattle. The Seahawks are giving the Ravens -3, and I feel like Baltimore has been one of the scrappier teams in the league this year, in my opinion.
I think they started out really hot.
They definitely did.
A ton of speed. They always defend.
Yeah.
They just traded for. They got the corner from the Rams, correct?
Jalen Ramsey. No, different trade. Yeah. He went to the Rams.
Who I guess wasn't that good in LA this year. I haven't seen a lot of their games, but
yeah. I see why they did that now. Yeah. Yeah.
And Seattle looks good in my opinion. I think right now Russell Wilson's your MVP.
Oh, easy.
So that game's in Seattle.
Yeah.
That's intriguing. See, honestly, that'd probably be a stay away for me. I don't know if I even. But yeah, from like a watching perspective, that's the best
hell
of a game.
One of the better games of the year. Yeah.
I like Seattle. I think they're playing really well right now, but I tend to stay away from the Ravens. You never know what you're going to get with them.
Yeah, the Ravens could win that game by 10 points, or they could lose by 14.
Exactly.
I'd
probably stay away. If I were going to,
I mean, Ingram's been slowing down, and they packed the box too, and that's what they've been kind of relying on, their feet.
I'd be pretty comfortable taking Seattle -3, but like I said, I'd probably stay away. You never know with the Ravens.
Yeah, no, I agree. I got Seattle there -3 in my bet. I definitely am in the same boat. I mean, the Ravens are a team that can score in bunches. Lamar Jackson, you never know what you're going to get. He's like a more out of control, less talented Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's capable of scoring 21 points in a quarter, and that could be the difference of obviously the game. But I like Seattle -3. They were actually, I've said this before, but they were my NFC pick before the year started, so they need to string together some wins to get to that point. But they're a good all-around team, both offensive and defensive, and Russ is a veteran. He's done it before.
He's been unbelievable this year.
Yep. Oh, he looks good. And then the last NFC East battle, I just threw it in here because the Cowboys have been kind of cold. And obviously the Eagles, I don't know, sometimes they can get a little streaky. So Eagles at, obviously, Dallas. Dallas is giving 2.5 points to Philly. What are your thoughts there? Does Dallas get their shit together, or do they keep slumping?
I don't think Dallas is a good team. I don't think that they're a good team. Mm-hmm. The question is Philly a good team?
No.
I can't figure out that division, to be honest with you.
Because the Giants could come out of that potentially. Danny.
The projected 1-15 Giants look like they could, exactly. They're what are they? A game and a half, 2 games out right now?
Yeah, if that. Yeah, I think it is a game and a half.
Yeah. That's Cowboys come off of a bad loss to the Jets.
Yeah.
That's 2.5.
And this
I might roll with the Cowboys at home, desperate for a win.
Right.
Yeah. The Eagles are kind of banged up.
Yeah, they're still waiting for Deshaun to come back.
Yeah.
That'll help.
I mean, yeah. Again, this is probably a stay away from me, but I'd probably roll with the Cowboys if I was gonna twisting my arm there to put some money down, but
There was a ton of games this week that were stayaways. That's why they all had to go in here.
stay away with you.
Seriously, yeah. There's like like the Patriots Jets Monday Night Football -10 line. I just feel like that's a really dangerous line you can get in trouble with this week. But yeah, I went with the Eagles in mine. Eagles money line actually. I'm Carson Wentz until proven wrong. So I waiting for him to get his shit together.
You have him like a fantasy team or something?
I don't even have him on a fantasy team.
I'm just checking.
I just came into the year with. I know, and that's the worst when you're betting too.
Yeah, that's true.
I came into the year with just high hopes for, I guess, Carson, and then obviously Deshaun Jackson went down early after looking really good, and then I was like,
really good early on.
Yeah.
But so did Baltimore. I think the league's starting to catch up.
It shifts a little bit. Yeah. You start playing a little bit better opponents. I'm going to go with the Eagles this week, just riding that, and obviously if they lose, I might jump off the bandwagon.
I'll roll with the boys, so we'll see.
Okay. So we actually got some decent deferred. Like, typically it's been like fairly, I mean, I guess that goes to show this week in football. Like, everyone I've had on, we've had like fairly similar picks, but I think there's a few that could go either way this week, so be curious to see how that goes. I guess last few things, we can keep both of these brief. Obviously, I think we've both been jumping on college football a little bit more this year than typical, and the 1 through 4 right now is super interesting. Obviously, you got Alabama at 1, LSU at 2, you got Clemson at 3, and Ohio State at 4 right now.
Yep.
The interesting thing is a few weeks from now, Alabama and LSU play each other.
Yep.
And Oklahoma's sitting right there in the win, who also looks
right now.
Yeah, they're at 5. So I think there could be a lot of interesting mix-up here in the coming weeks. And then Ohio State has a pretty tough schedule from here on out too. They still have Penn State coming up, Wisconsin, and Michigan. They have 3 ranked games coming up.
What happens in that Michigan and Penn State game tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah. But I think Ohio State's your team to watch. A few times I've seen them this year, super fast, offensively and defensively. They're flying all over the place.
Yep.
Got to support our New Hampshire boy, Ryan O'Day.
Yeah.
I think they're your team to watch. I was high on Clemson going into the year, but they play in the ACC.
Their schedule's trash.
They're not getting challenged the way that a defending national champion should be.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. Alabama obviously always good.
Yeah, their schedule's not great either. I mean, it's just like, if you look at LSU and Ohio State schedules, obviously their divisions compared to Alabama and Clemson, at least they're getting tested this year. So we'll see what happens.
Big win for LSU last week.
That was huge. That was Iowa, right? Or no?
Florida last week.
Florida last week.
Might be a week off. I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Iowa played.
Iowa, Ohio State last
There we go. I knew. Oh, yeah. There we go.
It was Iowa, Michigan the week before.
Iowa's scrappy too. Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
Big Ten football, man.
I know.
Ground and pound.
Yep. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll be curious. I think honestly, if LSU loses to Alabama, Oklahoma wins out, we got ourselves kind of an odd scenario because that's going to be. It's tough to leave LSU out because they're so good.
At some point, they moved that to 8 teams, and
they have to.
This is a perfect example this year.
They have to.
You can definitely get 8 quality, and you can't say it every year, but you can definitely get 8 quality teams in college playoff.
Florida's good. Penn State's good.
Yep.
I mean, even like if Michigan won out, for example, you know what I mean? They're obviously they have a few loses, right, at this point, a few scrappy losses, but yeah, it needs to go to 8.
They could beat Ohio State, then you put them in the conversation, finish top 10. So we'll see.
Or even what about like 2 first-round buys, like kind of like an NFL thing, and then 4. At least you get 6 in.
You can do there
because it's tough to leave out any of the 5 teams we just mentioned. They're all super scrappy. So yeah, I'm curious to see how the NCAA will play out for football. College hoops, will keep that brief just because I typically, once the season rolls in, I can kind of get into it a little bit more. But it was curious to see UNC coming in as a 14 in the preseason rankings. I feel like they're year in, year out, they're a top 10 team. They have Cole Anthony coming in this year too. It was I think the number 1 prospect, or up there.
He's up there.
Yeah.
They lost a lot though. Kobe White, the senior there. I'm blanking on his name. The white kid.
The big. I know you do. Yeah. Scrappy power forward.
Yeah. they lost a bit.
Yep.
So we'll see with them. I haven't honestly
And
paid
then
too much attention to the preseason
I mean,
stuff so far.
it doesn't really kick off until
Florida will
the
be good. They got the kid from the kid who's doing a fifth-year senior there
Yep.
from was it Oklahoma or Oklahoma State?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I'll be curious to see how Duke is. Obviously, is Trey Jones a leader? Verdon Carey, I just noted him because he's going to be.
Yeah, shout out to Alan Goodrow. That's
his boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Michigan State, fun fact with them, they're coming in #1 overall for the year. They're bringing back 5 starters. Like, that's always a hit or miss move. Like, either you're.
And their point guard. I mean, that's undervalued in college basketball as an experienced team. Michigan State's known for that. Experience. So this is Michigan State's one of those teams, though. They're like when you think that they're going to be really good, they're not. When you think that they're not going to be very good, they finish the year as a #1 or 2 overall seed and make a run in March. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, they're going to be tough. Like is it Wetzel or what their point guard's name? But he's good.
Yeah.
So just bringing him back, and I know they have a good recruiting class coming in. So
they're going to be deep. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So yeah, those are just a few notes there, but looking forward to that. That'll kick off obviously slightly behind the NBA, so that'll be something to start looking at in the next few weeks. But overall, yeah, good sports coming up. Let's go, obviously, Nationals. And then good weekend for the NFL. I just want to make some money. Come on, root for me. It'll pay for my T-shirt and a weekend away, so that's what I want.
Perfect. Where did you get it? You ordered that online?
I ordered it online, yeah. $22, wasn't bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Steal.
I saw it and I was like, authentic shirt for $22? You can't do that in Boston with like a Mook shirt or anything.
Yeah.
Who's probably getting traded soon. Did you see that?
Yeah, interesting.
Have you read any articles on that?
I'm not a fan of that move from the Sox, but we'll see.
That'd be interesting, yeah.
You have a once-in-a-generational player.
Right.
You pay the man his money.
Yeah, he's 1 or 2 in the league, him and Trout, year after year. So, all right, well, let's do final thoughts on the beer, and then we can kind of wrap from there. Anything else you wanted to add?
You missed our fantasy football draft this year, so I just wanted to get your feelings on where you stand right now and line them, dine them, 49 them.
Okay, here we go. So 4-2 currently.
11th year fantasy football.
Second year for me. I'll say this, Jay drafted me James White 3rd. He didn't give me a whole lot of depth. So a few guys there.
Just defense, you were at a wedding.
I was at a wedding, and I was drinking at a wedding and picking. So I think I took was it Freeman or something with like a pretty early pick?
Good,
it was a reach, but it was a wedding pick. They called that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think considering I'm getting lucky, obviously winning some like the low scoring game of the week every week has been me.
Yes,
4-2.
Yes, I've noticed that.
Proposed a trade to Donnie Funk, trying to get some depth, and he accidentally accepted. I almost went crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
I vetoed that in all-time record time.
I didn't do it correctly though. There was supposed to be a pick involved, but I wrote it in instead of like actually clicking it, so it probably looked worse than it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. If I can sneak into the playoffs, who knows? Tom Hall won last year. His team wasn't that great, in my opinion. So
Tom sucks. So.
Yeah, screw you, Tom. Yeah. Just kidding. But yeah, no, I feel good. I'm curious. It'll be interesting. If hypothetically, if I did win this, I would feel kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't feel as good, not having been at the draft. But I don't know. I'm managing fairly well. Yeah, picking up defenses.
Yeah, I can't believe that you're honestly still in the mix.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I grabbed Singletary before anybody else did, because he's going to be a decent like backup flex guy. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, this is a damn good beer.
So 1 through 5, what decimals would you give it?
Oh, so you're doing beer scoring that way?
Beer scoring that way.
I'll go with beer scoring just for this one episode. I've been a 0 through 10 guy.
Oh.
If you're comfortable with that, you can get a little bit more specific.
I mean, yeah, I'm on your show. So
okay, you're into that? Do you want me to score it first? Since you brought it.
I need a baseline.
Mm-hmm. This is the best beer that's been on this show, and you would expect that.
Yeah.
This is obviously, I mean, I need to get down there. Treehouse Brewing. Yeah, I mean, I love it. I would give it, so the current best score was last week's, was Newburyport Inn Brewery's Autumn Ale Brew. I gave it an 8.2. This beer, oh man, it's just got such a good flavor. It's got a kick to it. I'm feeling like really good.
It's double IPA.